Jonathan says Justin Fields has that it factor. You can't take Mac Jones with the division getting better and better. Well, do you want to do Justin Fields right now then?
We can do Justin Fields for sure.
Let's do Justin Fields.
Okay. So, first of all, nobody has a stronger arm in this class than Justin Fields. Okay. He is the fastest quarterback as well, if you want to add that on top. So he's got 4.4 speed, possibly high 4.3 speed. The strongest arm. He plays in a pretty complex offense with some option or choice routes, whatever you want to call it.
That's true.
He played against elite competition.
No doubt.
And he improved. If you look at the chip that he got on his shoulder last year with losing to Lawrence, who, by the way, he's always come up short against Lawrence. He's always been the second guy. Mm-hmm. He had something to prove. And he went out and did just that, beating the best quarterback in this class. Mm-hmm. You add in the fact that you want a guy that wants to play football. Justin Fields definitely wants to play football. He's the one that led the charge to get the Big Ten to play football this year. And you saw it again when he broke his ribs, allegedly, against Clemson. And for him to finish that game with 6 touchdown passes and then play pretty decent without his starting running back in the national championship against a far better Alabama team, dude, how can he not be your guy?
Okay. I'm mixed on Justin Fields because I think he could succeed in certain situations. Like if you swapped out him for Kyler Murray in Arizona, or you swapped out him for Russell Wilson in Seattle and put him in an offense where things are spread out and they're asked to hold the ball a long time. Just hold it, let the play develop, throw deep, or run. All of those are good options. He could thrive in that, but that's not what the Niners offense is. The Niners offense is make a quick, accurate decision, get the ball out of your hands, be a distributor, not a playmaker. And he's a playmaker. He's not a natural distributor. And when I say that is like he holds the ball a long time. There's stats to show that. And then the other thing is when you watch the tape, unlike Mac Jones, who gets the ball out of his hands quickly, doesn't hold it very long, and reads the defense correctly, gets the ball to the right read more often than not, that is Justin Fields' weakness. I'm not saying he's a one-read quarterback because that's too simple. It doesn't really explain.
It is.
His ability to make a decision quickly is not there yet. And his ability to read the defense quickly and accurately is not there yet. Consistently.
You're right.
Who is that like? Who is that like? Jimmy. So they have different skill sets.
Yep.
I mean, this guy has all the arm strength and mobility that Jimmy doesn't have, but in terms of weaknesses, they're the same. And the reason the Niners are getting rid of Jimmy is because of that weakness. They've tried for 4 years to help him become more decisive, like Drew Brees or Kirk Cousins or Tom Brady, and it's not happening for him in this offense. And I think they might feel, if we couldn't help Jimmy in this area, why can we help Justin Fields? Maybe it's not an issue. Maybe it's not something you learn. Maybe it's a natural gift, like quick twitch and running. Maybe it's quick twitch in your brain, something like that.
Yeah.
That's not to mention that he comes from a spread offense and may not be ready to play right away in the Niners kind of an offense. I think he could play right away for the Cardinals.
Yep.
But the Niners is different.
Yep. And I'll say this. I mean, if we take, and obviously I would much rather have Fields than Jones. Lance is my guy. But if we take either of those guys, Kyle's going to have to adjust his offense. Like he can't run what he's always, or what he's been running. He's going to have to open up the playbook. He's going to have to go downfield, and he's going to have to start using his quarterback in a mobile sense. So,
but he hasn't changed any part of his team since 2019. I mean, structurally, philosophically, he wants to keep that, formula together. So,
yeah. But then you have that element where you've got all these formations where they run Debo, they run Mostert, they do all these things, and now you add the added element of being able to kick the quarterback out the backside on a naked bootleg. It's like, ooh, okay. So all these things already look the same. They're already confusing when you have 2 options. Imagine adding that 3rd option.
Final point on why I'm against Fields. I do agree that he has higher upside than Mac Jones. I think
100%.
I think Fields could be a bust. It's not a politically correct thing to say.
No,
but
he could.
I think he could be a bust the way every single Ohio quarterback has been. I think he's better than the previous ones, but Richard Sherman was talking about how his passing numbers are so good. Yeah, they're about the same as Dwayne Haskins' passing numbers. And that didn't translate.
They're not as good, actually.
I mean, yeah,
they're
exactly.
not as
Dwayne
good.
Haskins completed 70%. Dude completed 68. Dwayne Haskins had 9.1 yards per attempt. Fields had 9 points. I mean, it's kind of the system. It didn't translate for Haskins or any quarterback ever from Ohio State. The difference is this guy can run better. I'm open-minded, but I'm not. I don't just look at the box score and be like, oh, well, there you go.
Yeah,
right there. There you go. So I'm afraid that he could be a bust.
All of these quarterbacks have a weakness. Okay, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, but all of these quarterbacks have a weakness, and at the end of the day, if you take a chance on a Lance or you take a chance on a Fields, it is a major boomer bust thing. But at this point, to your point, we've made a boomer bust move. You cannot go 90% in pre-flop, and then once you see the first three cards, say, "Oh, I'm not calling the final 10%. Let's go Mac Jones." But that's not how this works.
If they do go Mac Jones, it's because they feel like, look, I know he can have a base level of success in this offense. I've seen enough. With Justin Fields, it's so boom or bust. It's so volatile. I'm not putting my career on the line like that. So it's the safe play. I don't know what the right answer is. I think the right answer is don't trade 3 first-round picks for the third pick in the draft. Get the second pick. Get the first pick. You should have got the first pick.
Right.
I think the Niners should get Trevor Lawrence. I really think that's the move.
Yeah, well, I wish.